Been a
Welcome
while.
back, everybody.
It has been a while. It has been a while. A lot has happened. 2 weeks, 3 weeks feels like
Who the fuck
three
allowed Dexter
months.
Lawrence to walk away
Oh,
from New York?
we have a lot of things to talk about, including two massive trades. The NFL draft is tomorrow, and both the NHL and the NBA playoffs are going on. So there's a lot of things happening, but we're gonna start with the big thing that happened over the weekend, and that is Dexter Lawerence got traded from the New York Giants to the Cincinnati Bengals straight up for the 10th overall pick. Now, important question to you. How do we feel about this deal?
You know what, bro?
How do we feel?
Bengals, bro. You lose a key piece on your defensive line,
Mm-hmm.
right? You get the best defensive tackle in the league, right? And you get fucking fleeced for the 10th pick.
I see.
No, listen,
I'll let
listen.
you go. I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
I know this man is a defensive tackle. He is not a sack machine. Aaron Donald. Yes, Chris, it was 1.5 last season, don't worry, or something dumb like that.
Oh
Wasn't
no,
great.
I'm just checking out his whole career. He had one interception last year. It's it,
The 10th pick
yeah. Well,
for for somebody who's coming off a year,
mhm.
how old is he?
he's
1997,
going to
he's like what, 28,
he's gonna
29?
be 29 by the start of the season.
Good job, New York Giants. I'm proud of you guys, bro. You're using that OBJ trade to this day to get more draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted Sexy Dexy with that pick.
That pick, yeah.
The Browns traded them. So, yeah, you know, listen, so if you want to really get into it, AFC North defenses look crazy
It's gonna be
right
insane.
now. But
I
I mean,
mean,
the Bengals still look like shit, but they have Dexter Lawrence, so he'll look good. And Trey Hendrickson's on the Ravens. Their defense will look a little better. The
mm,
Browns defense, it's losing some pieces,
yeah.
but they'll still be all right. Uh, then there's the Steelers. Steelers have a solid defense. It's getting old, not really looking on the bright side
Mm,
for a lot of their key pieces like Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, no Minka anymore. I don't even know who the fuck's in that secondary. Their secondary is pretty young with who's it, Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. is, yeah, currently,
Pretty good.
yeah.
Um, but so from a Browns fan perspective, now that everyone's defensive line all of a sudden looks all of a sudden better than last year, um, please do not draft Proctor from Alabama tomorrow with the fifth pick or whatever pick I have, because I will be having a fucking tantrum
Mm,
if it's not Carnell Tate,
mm,
the tackle from Utah, the tackle from Miami. If it's Proctor, I'm going to kill myself.
yeah. It's
And if it's not Carnell Tate, who the fuck was that safety dude? Who the fuck was that guy? Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs. They could have a shot at him. I mean, I
Because
so
we are gonna need secondary help
yeah.
coming up for this next season. But yeah, like honestly, tackle help, wide receiver, something, dude.
Mm,
But other teams like gotta look at Pittsburgh. Their offensive line looked pretty decent, young, but now they have to go up against you know Trey Hendrickson's still in the league and still in that division, so you see him twice a year
mm,
still. Miles Garrett, and then there's fucking Dexter Lawrence now. So
yeah.
and then news for the Bengals. Holy cap hell. Think
Well,
about it. Think
so the
two top receiver contracts,
oh, yeah,
Joe Burrow, and now you have Dexter Lawrence on top of that. Not you you listen, the I I honestly I don't know how to feel about this as if from a Bengals perspective. I feel like I like Dexter Lawrence, right?
mm,
But he's a defensive lineman who's going to be who's 29. He's pushing 30. Their life expectancy as pros is already not that long. He's coming off a all,
injury. Yeah.
like not a fantastic season,
Mm,
but the tenth overall pick is honestly way too much.
yeah.
Honestly, I think you could have gotten
Mm,
a better piece there that you need. Like you don't really need to get a defensive lineman there, or go out there and get a defensive lineman, or you could go draft a fucking younger defensive like edge or something, or one of these fucking nut jobs from fucking Ohio State, right?
mm,
Like one of these fucking crazy, like ridiculous, almost said, like ridiculous
mm.
athleticism. Like go get one of those guys with the 10th pick. I like Dexter Lawrence, but age is pushing up there. These defensive linemen, injury already. He has the New York Giants tatted on his arm.
Well, it's gonna have to get changed. I mean, when I saw this come across my phone, the
Just
initial
when they looked, just when the Giants looked like they had it all figured out, something's got to go wrong.
it's New York. But when I saw this come across my screen, my phone, I got the notification. The initial you know report was like, oh, the deal's gonna include the 10th overall pick. So I was like, okay, so it's probably Dexter Lawrence and a third this year or whatever
Something dumb
for the
like that,
10th
yeah.
overall pick and like a
A
fourth.
seventh,
So
maybe.
something similar like that. So like the Bengals don't have a first round pick, but they get Dexter Lawrence and then they move up because they add a third, and all they're doing is like losing someone, or they give up whatever. The straight up, I do agree with you. Does feel it feels a little too expensive for what is a nose tackle, and yes, he's not a sack getter. His
I
career,
don't want I don't I just want to put out there he is, like I said before I even started talking, he is the best defensive
as a
tackle in
tackle,
the
yeah,
fucking league.
and
The best.
he's a pure nose tackle too, and he's coming off like, yeah, last year he had a down year, recorded basically half a sack.
Hmm.
Um, but the year before that, 9 sacks. So he can apply some pressure up the middle. The reason I kind of like this trade is the Bengals are going to spend it on a defensive player anyway, right? They're not in a position to draft Jeremiah Love. They don't have the capital to go up and get Jeremiah Love. The other thing is maybe they draft a tackle to keep Joe Burrow healthy, but their offensive line
Yeah.
isn't terrible and their offense isn't terrible. It's their defense, and what's causing Burrow to get hurt is he's constantly on the field because their defense can't stop anything. So instead of having to win a game 42-40, they can hopefully win a game 28-14 and control
Yeah.
some clock. And the reason I kind of like this trade, at least from a Cincinnati perspective, is they suck at drafting defensive players. They were gonna have to draft a defensive player anyway because they probably weren't gonna have a shot at the best running back. They're gonna get an offensive lineman, but this offensive line class is shaky at tackle, mostly interior. They weren't gonna get. They don't need a wide receiver.
Oh
So,
shit.
I mean, they could have
Fucking
gotten
serious? They
Kenyon.
don't need a fucking wide receiver.
It's better. But like, and maybe they were going to get Kenyon Sadiq at 10, the freak athletic tight end from Oregon. But if you're going to go defense, go get a proven guy. And so he was on a 1-year deal and he left the Giants because the Giants basically weren't going to sign him to the money he wants. So he
Yeah,
went to
right.
Cincinnati. He also signed a 1 year extension with Cincinnati. So now he's got 1 year this upcoming season and then a next one. So Cincinnati basically said, we're going to worry about you in 2027. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if after 2027, Cincinnati lets Dexter Lawerence hit free agency. He'll
He's
be
probably not staying.
he'll be going to 30. He'll be going on 30. And I think the Bengals are trying to get at least get back to the Super Bowl, not necessarily trying to get back to the Super Bowl, not necessarily win it. And then
you're, oh yes, our franchise quarterback is getting fucked in the ass in the pocket. Let's get a defensive tackle.
go defense. But and then you look at this from a Giants perspective.
Talking about playoff.
I like this. I very much like this
Kind of
trade from the
stinks,
Giants.
but
They got a
you know
second
you
top
could
10.
get way,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean
get better
you
profit
got
out of it.
you got a top 10 pick for him, and it very
Mm.
much reveals a truth of Harbaugh's philosophy was I'm going to change the culture, so I'm going to get rid of the people who don't really reflect the
Fuck with me like
culture.
that for real.
And then I think he wanted to keep definitely John Harbaugh wanted to keep Dexter Lawerence, but I think he also realized it's a new regime. I'm a new head coach
Dixies.
with an old GM. My plan is not necessarily um
Hater.
to deal with this, and I want to avoid as many distractions as I possibly can because I want to get this install in quickly and my
Mm-hmm.
schemes and whatnot up and running. So this guy doesn't want to sign with us. He clearly is going to hold out. I don't need to deal with the holdout during training camp and have a will he won't he situation. Let's trade him and get the best deal. And the Bengals went, here's the 10th overall pick. And so he goes, great, I get top 10 pick.
Shit.
So
Dude,
like
I would have had raw sex with my wife that night if someone fucking offered me the 10th overall pick for fucking 29-year-old Dexter Lawerence.
and like you think about it now at 5, they can go offense. They can go tackle if Jeremiah
They can
Love's
do
there.
whatever
They
they
can get
want
a running
here.
back. They can get a wide receiver. And then at 10, they can do defense. They can easily.
Because Jeremiah
They're
Love, it's
currently in
over,
line. Like they
bro.
could get a cornerback. They could draft if he's still on the board. Sonny
Line, offensive
Styles.
line.
If they
Yep.
really want to, they could package both the 5th and the 10th pick and shoot up to 2 and try and get the linebacker from Ohio State, Arvell Reese. Like they have a lot of things to do, and I like this trade from both teams because I can see the philosophy of both teams. Not necessarily that like
I
if we're
fucking
talking,
hate this trade for the Bengals, dude. I'm laughing my ass off over here.
but like if you look at like both teams got what they wanted. Bengals need defense, so they said screw it, we're going to get a defensive interior, and I think that defensive interior is going to be pretty good, right? They signed Jonathan Allen. He's not the player he used to be, but he's still a decent player. You got BJ Hill, who's also a decent player. Dexter Lawerence now. So your three big fat defensive tackles are decently good players. And then you just have to figure out the edge position. And this edge class isn't really great.
Just get one of their teenage fucking sons out there at the edge or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And so like they're hoping Shamar Stewart turns out, but I don't hate this trade from either of the two
Yo,
teams.
fuck the Bengals,
But
bro.
if we're,
This is so fucking laughable.
But if we're going who won and lost the trade, the Giants won the trade, the Bengals lost the trade purely based on I think one of the better
10th
like
overall pick. Are we serious?
yeah, one of the better talking points I heard about this trade was that Dexter Lawrence you can't compare Dexter Lawrence to other defensive players like Myles Garrett. If Myles Garrett was to get traded, he probably would have gone for a first this year, a first next year, and probably a first in 2027.
Probably for like four firsts.
Right. He probably would have gone for 4 first-round picks. Dexter Lawerence is much closer to what the AJ Brown trade composition is going to be, in that like it's going to be a back end
You're
of the
gonna get a
first, maybe a
first-round
second
pick.
or a third. Like, but you got to strip 10. So it's a weird trade because the value seems wrong, and it also
Right.
and like this very rarely happens. Does a player get traded straight up for a pick? There's usually other compensation, multiple picks involved. Maybe the Giants get back a player who's probably not going to make the roster, but he's there to make like cap stuff work.
Yeah, right.
So like it is an interesting thing, but that kind of
Conundrum.
segues us to like the second big trade that happened. Um,
But
AJ
unofficially,
Brown, well, unofficially, but AJ Brown is according to reports a
a New
Patriot
England
starting in
Patriot.
June.
Yeah,
Oof. And the
dude.
reports are that the deal will most likely include a first round pick, but the reason it's post June 1 is contract stuff from the Eagles side of it. So it actually is beneficial to the Patriots because they get to select a player still in this draft at 31 and fill some of the holes and then be like, okay, great. We won't have a 2028 or 2027 first round pick, but we expect that to be like pick 20 at lowest pick 20. Like,
Yeah, right. Something you could eat.
yeah, something like, yeah, great. We're basically getting
Yeah,
a
we could
first
give
round
that
pick,
up.
but what are your thoughts on that reported AJ Brown trade?
Honestly, good for the Pats. They get a younger receiver, you know.
Mm,
Like I remember watching one of our podcasts at work because I was listening to it. We were talking about DJ Moore.
mm,
So it's kind of the same situation there. Got to give him attention like like this, or else he's gonna be like, are you gonna use me now?
mm.
Now you need me.
Yeah.
And like that's just how like a lot of receivers are in the league, honestly. But if the Patriots, could get like a real good season out of AJ Brown, we're looking at like 1,400 yards here,
Mm,
like 13, like 10 to 13, maybe 15 touchdowns, something dumb, right?
mm.
Has he ever gotten that many?
I will let me look at his stats. Hold on.
So
I
if you
think he's done it at least
and
once.
for
He did
and
it
he
his first two seasons with the Eagles. He had 1,500 yards and 1,400 yards with double digit touchdowns in one of those seasons. So,
okay, so that's just like, just like pulling like going off of that type of fucking
mhm.
but he's also a big receiver, a lot bigger than Stephon Diggs was. Could go a lot, he's still a lot younger. I don't think he really has any major injuries underneath his belt.
Mm,
The only issue I have with AJ Brown is his temperament. He's very much like DK Metcalf.
mhm.
He's a drama queen. He's a diva.
Yeah,
When he's upset, he's upset because he's making sure everyone else knows he
knows he's
is
upset.
upset. And it, you honestly, if he buys into what Vrabel got has going, and it's a mutual respect thing, he's not like drawing him out of the game plan. He's drawing him
Mm,
back into the game plan, stuff like that.
yeah,
Then honestly, I can see the Patriots going back. Honestly,
yeah, and I'll I'll touch on the Eagles in a minute. But this weirdly, when I saw this report come across, it weirdly reminded me of the Patriots trading for Randy Moss. Now, obviously, compensation's differently, but I think the value of wide receiver and a number one wide receiver definitely has grown. But like
yeah,
you think about that, um, the year before the Patriots trade for Randy Moss in 2026, they went 12-4, won the AFC East, lost the AFC Championship to the Colts. I was kind of like comparing this. It was very much when they trade for Randy Moss, undefeated season. Do I think they're going to go undefeated next year?
no,
No. They're going to play a much more difficult schedule from team wise than
mm,
they did last year. But I do still think AJ Brown, instead of them maybe taking a step back where they only win 10 games, I could see them winning 13, winning the AFC East, because you still think about it. They will have, barring some weird draft trade, they'll have Drake May still at quarterback. Then your wide receiver core essentially right now lines up as AJ Brown as your one, Booty as
Kayshon
your
Boutte,
two, Douglas as your three, Williams as your four, right?
and you have
And
Hunter
so,
Henry,
and you still have Hunter Henry at tight end. So they still
Trayvon
have a really
Henderson,
good offense.
then you
And,
have Mondre Stevenson in your backfield.
yeah, and it allows them to kind of shift their focus to drafting defense this year. But like you think about it that way, it's very similar in that they go out and they trade for a team's essentially leftover number one wide receiver,
Yeah.
and it is AJ Brown, and you said it, he is a drama queen, and this kind of leads me into my next point of I
It's like
don't
dipping
know,
uranium into
yeah,
like a water fountain that
he'll
people drink
he'll
out of,
he'll
bro.
ex, he'll explode at some point, but like this kind of
Right?
segues into there was a story put out that Jalen Hurts was a little bit of the issue with that offense, and
Well,
I
he's
very much
Mr.
think
Humble. Of
the
course he's.
year
Of course he's.
they
Hold on. Hold on. He is the issue here because he's Mr. Humble, Mr. Oh yeah, this is just another day to get better. I know that's like a really
mm,
oh look that's really inspirational, but like y you're not taking accountability. You're brushing it off as like oh it's just another one of those days. Oh man, I had a bad day. You know what? You
mm,
just gotta move forward and forget about it. That's not taking accountability. That's just like being a pussy and just like avoiding it, being like, I'm above this, but like I gotta acknowledge it somehow. So I'm gonna be
mm,
like, oh well, like I just had a bad, like it's just one of those bad days. Everyone has a bad day. He's not gonna say I had a bad game. He's gonna say, oh, it's just one of those days, which he
mm.
does. He never says I.
Yeah. Well, it's that, and like the first time
He's
like the
following the
issues.
Russell Wilson timeline right now. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, he's following that
Well,
right now. The whole
well,
fucking religious prayer and shit that he does, and he's like, oh, he literally just another one of those days, man. Ha ha,
yeah.
dangerous. Get the
But
get the get the sandwich, the danger rich, or whatever the fuck it
yeah,
was.
and
That's
like
dangerous.
the first time the AJ Brown stuff popped off, where he was like being a little bit of a drama queen, very much the first season, I was like, okay, that's just him. He wants the touches, he wants the ball, he wants to be the focal point.
It's on the new
But
team, yeah.
this kind of like shifts to the focus of I very much do think this last season, a lot of the offensive problems were Jalen Hurts's
hmm
because,
And the offensive coordinator, of course.
yeah, because I
I just want to put that
think
out there.
the issue with Jalen Hurts is he's too scared to turn the ball over. So like his entire, so like like if you think about it,
I think he just hears the noise on social media too much.
well, it's that, but like I think he's very much scared to turn the ball over, and that's partly because he he has the shots to like take down field because he's got AJ Brown who can separate
And Devontae
point, and
Smith.
Devontae Smith. He's just afraid to take the shots, and it falls
And he
back
has a
onto,
top 10 fucking, he has fucking Saquon Barkley and a
and he
top
is
10
one of the
fucking
best
tight end.
offensive lines in the league.
hmm
So there's no excuse he should be afraid to turn the ball over. I think in his mind, he has someone next to him, whether it's his private quarterback coach or one of his people in his like agent team, his PR team, whatever, going, you know, they'll get on you more if you throw two interceptions in a game. Yeah, you threw two interceptions in a game,
Or
but you also threw for
he,
400 yards and had four touchdowns, two
we,
picks because you took more shots.
we also don't know what he does in his like when he's home alone
Mm,
in his room. Like he could be on the internet seeing this shit just because he's just on the internet. You know what I mean? He could be
yeah.
like going to go look at like whatever the fuck's going on in the world and be like, oh, Jalen Hurts is a fucking bum pussy and he can't throw the ball. Then he goes like, "Oh, that's not true." Then he looks at it. It's like, "Oh, look at these people talking shit about me." It's the whole like with like I don't even know how old he is for
I
starters.
think he's 27.
So he's still a Gen Z kid, right? Basically.
Jalen Hurts
Um,
is 27. Yeah.
so with our generation, unfortunately, we're a lot more susceptible to negativity on the internet because we've
Mm,
been around it for so long.
yeah.
And that's where a lot of insecurity and self-doubt creeps in. So I feel like if he's seeing this shit on the internet, just like
Mm,
trying to enjoy scrolling through like oh like I'm gonna go post something on Instagram and he sees all this stupid shit. I know it's like oh like just ignore it. Like it's probably just getting at him. It's probably just like a little like tiny voice in his head or genuinely it was the offensive coordinator because that guy was fucking atrocious.
Kevin Patillo was awful, but I in some of the blame will
Saquon up the
fall on
middle.
all the oh yeah all the
Saquon up the middle.
middle AJ
AJ
Brown deep
Brown deep ball.
ball punt. um, but it's one of those things of, well, it is Kevin Patillo's fault because I don't think he could call the plays correctly,
No.
or didn't have the situational awareness to be like, okay, that's when I need to call X play. If you constantly every single season you played football since college have had a different offensive coordinator, I'm sorry, you're part of the problem. it goes in anything. If you're the one constant in every situation and stuff's changing around you and it keeps changing and there's no like, oh, he had three
Adaptability
years of
there.
this guy and then it kept changing over and over. Okay, so that guy knew how to use you. It's every year there's a new offensive coordinator. And I think it's because they wanted to use Jalen Hurts as a runner when they drafted him in the second round,
Like Lamar.
like Lamar, because he was athletic enough to run. I think Jalen Hurts wants to be, but Jalen Hurts himself wants to be a pocket passer because pocket passers last longer, i.e., you get paid more. So he wants to be a pocket passer, but he's built like a guy who can run through
Feel like a
defenders.
running back.
Exactly. And
He
so
built more like a running back than Lamar is. And Lamar gets called a
he's
running back
trying,
infinitely more.
yeah, he's trying to do like you said it correctly, the Russell Wilson thing, where Russell Wilson later in his career after he won a Super Bowl and then lost the Super Bowl became more of a pocket passer and was afraid to use his legs. And so when you're afraid to use your legs and your run
I
game
still
isn't
use him though.
great, because his run game since he's been in the league hasn't really been great.
But
He
his ability to run around in that backfield is fucking crazy. To
but
avoid the sack
and then they
in the
immediately
backfield in
traded for
general is
Saquon
good.
Barkley and they went, oh great, we now have a really good running back. And Jalen Hurts went, great, I don't have to run, I can just throw the ball because everyone's going
Right?
right.
Like even do more checkdowns, dude. Like
But
actual good checkdowns or
but
something.
it's two things of I think he wants to be a pocket passer because that will keep him in the league long, which I'm
Can
not
he
going to
go through
say
his reads quickly?
not really. But like it's I want to be a pocket passer because I want to last in the league
Yeah,
longer,
but the tush push, Chris.
which isn't, I'll get into
The
touch
tush push, Chris. No, no, they need the tush push.
well, they basically beat the Chiefs this year, tush pushing them up the field. So like,
I
but
know.
like
It's
it's the
oh
scared. It's him wanting to be a pocket passer so he can say lengthen his career, which I'm not going to say is a bad thing. I think if you know how
that's
to
smart.
lengthen your
Look at
career,
fucking Tua.
we're going to lengthen your career.
Tua should have
And then
retired
it's
like
and
two
then just
seasons ago.
oh my god, he should retire. He's going to retire after this season.
So that's a really
Kevin
that you know what
Stefanski is going to
that
get him
is.
killed. So
I
like
forgot he was on the Falcons now with Kevin Shitstansky.
yeah, but and then number two, just to finish off the Jalen Hurts thing
Bijan.
is he's scared to turn the ball over. And if you want to be a pocket passer and you're scared to turn the ball over, you're not going to be a good pocket passer. Period. End of sentence. Because he can't get his
You have
reads
to be
fast
like,
enough
I'm
and he
gonna
won't
throw
take the
this
shots.
right into my receiver's hands. Nobody's touching this
I
ball
if
ever.
you're a pocket passer, you have to trust that where you're putting the ball, your receiver's going to get there first. Whether the receiver catches the ball is a different conversation. That's more on your receiver.
If you
But
know you
but
can put the ball where he's at least getting a hand on it, your confidence should
great.
be right there. But if you're like, oh, but what if the defender gets his hand on it too? Then that's gonna get in your head because it's like, oh, but what if he picks it off?
It's like
What if he
okay,
picks me off and returns it for a touchdown?
okay. If you
What if
want
I
to be a
keep throwing
pocket passer,
picks?
you're going to have to deal with that. But
Right? No, like oh, what if I throw another pick against the Chargers? What if I do it again?
again, I threw an interception against the Chargers. Want to see me do it again? No.
You want to see me
I
run to
want to
that
see you
rock
make.
again?
I want to see you make the throw again
I
because
want to see
the
you
throw that
beat
got
the
picked
you're not
off.
top five
It's
allegations.
it's
Like,
it's one of those things of like you can tell when a quarterback's going to be a really really good quarterback because they'll throw an interception and then like 3 plays later they'll make the exact same pass and it'll land properly and they'll be like okay. So the
so
interception
I we
I
can get into
understand it now.
quarterback talk here. Th- That's such a good point. But here's an anomaly here. Nine. He I
But
what
I
dude,
don't
so
think
you say look how they react to a pick. This motherfucker, dude, reacts so well to a pick.
he threw an
It's
interception.
like it's like you didn't just throw your third one in the game, but like I don't know, dude. I don't know.
But
That kid's so hard to
it
like. You say that, I'm like, well, I think of JJ McCarthy, and I'm like, well, he does that.
well, McCarthy also has I think McCarthy has the mental game down more than people want to give him credit to. He just does not have the talent as a quarterback to
I don't
like
think he has the
translate it.
physicals.
No,
I don't,
and well,
and that's why I
and
mean he
that's
needs to
part
get
and
bigger.
parcel with like the Jim Harbaugh Michigan system, which was just run heavy, so he never really had to worry about it. It's
Yo,
like
if
part of why like Ohio State quarterbacks never work out is because the receivers are schemed so well to get open and are just so good and
their
coached so
defense is
well
good.
that like the minute the ball snaps, I'm looking at my number one receiver. He's 15 yards past the corner, and he just
Corner
lobs up,
at the
and I don't
30.
have to read anything else. Like I don't have to worry about the edge rushers around me. I'm gonna step the ball, pick up. My guy's gonna be open. I'm putting the ball on him.
Yeah, they had to worry
Like,
about that
but
for a few years with
well,
Michigan.
it is that it's that like
That's this
weird
last
thing.
year.
You did bring up nine. Nine's an interesting anomaly to the point I made of a good
I still
quarterback
believe in
because
him. I still believe in him as long as he puts on some more weight. And by I mean weight, I mean like muscle.
I think he
Because
needs to go back to the bench and just
I think,
watch another year. I think
I think,
he started off so right. His first training camp, his rookie training camp, the reports where he was out dueling Sam Darnold, like he was gonna win the job, and then he tore his ACL. And I think what it did was he was gonna win the job, tore his ACL, and then he'd sit and watch Sam Darnold go 14-2 with the team he probably would have gone 11-6 with. And then his head coach went, can we re-sign Sam Darnold? Because I don't. He look what he did for us. And the GM went, no, we drafted a guy in the first round. He's the heir
in the
apparent.
top 10.
And no, I think it was like yeah, in top 10, I guess. And
I
it
think it
was
was top 10.
I think it was top
Top
15.
12.
He was somewhere. And it's like, no, we drafted this guy early in the first round. He's got to start because we took him. He's the heir apparent. Sam Darnold's a
And
stopgap. And
his
Kevin O'Connell,
offensive line fell apart
yeah,
literally
and
before
Kevin
the season
O'Connell,
even got started.
I don't think Kevin O'Connell was at that point willing to adjust the playbook to JJ McCarthy and went, I'm going to need another year to just figure this out. And then they signed Kyler Murray, and it's going to be an interesting thing. Do I think he beats out Kyler Murray? No, I think they start Kyler Murray from day one because I think Kevin O'Connell is
I
like,
don't think Kyler Murray's got it, dude.
I think Kevin O'Connell is that
I
meme of
think
the
that
guy.
kid should have went and played fucking baseball at the Athletics.
Yeah,
I
well,
think he should have. I think he should have. Because I remember that was the whole like skeptical thing about Kyler Murray is because the Athletics drafted him because he was super. I remember people
he
saying
was really
he
good
was
at baseball,
better at baseball than he was at football
but
at
you make more money at
Oklahoma.
football as younger than you do baseball. Yeah, because baseball you're in the minors for like 5 years before you
Okay,
even get a
yeah,
chance to
yeah,
start.
but
So
he
like
was better at
at baseball, and I
baseball than
agree.
football, and he should have just fucking ate the 2 to 3 years in AAA,
Mm.
and then, and even if in those 2 to 3 years he probably gets pro time, because just because they were like, here you go,
Athletics
we
suck.
drafted you with, and they're like, you're a first round pick, by the way,
Yeah,
which he was, and if you do that, dude, like then your career's set. He's not a fucking football player.
he's
Uh,
5'9", and
you
it's
you expect this man to look over his 6'4" offensive fucking tackle, or hold on, 6'6" offensive tackle, 6'4" offensive guard, and 6'3" center? Are you
mm.
fucking insane? Come on, dude. He should have
and
never played this sport.
it's
I
it's it.
listen, he's super athletic. He looked really good on the Cardinals for like 3 years
Mm.
because he had fucking DeAndre Hopkins and he was like, oh, fuck it, D Hop down there somewhere. And that literally was the fucking meme of him
Duke
when
Hopkins
D
down
Hop
there.
fucking caught the game winning touchdown in the end zone against the Bills. And I was like, what the fuck just
It
happened?
happened.
And
Well,
so
it was
if
that.
here's what I think happened with the Minnesota Vikings while we're on the topic of nine. I think Kyler Murray is going to look worse in the training camp, and they're going to
Mm.
start him for the first 4 weeks of the season. They're going to figure out who's playing where. By I mean they're running back,
Mm.
and if Jordan Addison's still a criminal or not, and gets suspended again. And they're going to,
Bro tank in my fantasy team. I had him. I
and then
drafted
and
him.
then I think then this isn't just me being a biased Michigan fan. By the way, this
Mm.
is me like genuinely like he has a strong arm. Even oh no, he doesn't. He had one of the hardest throws in the combine. The
Mm,
injuries have set him back. He has bad ankles. He's skinny. If the kid puts on 15 pounds of lean muscle,
mm.
he will look infinitely better as a quarterback. And so, like I said, Kyler Murray's probably getting a starting job 4 weeks, but he's going
Yeah,
to look infinitely worse. And JJ McCarthy's probably going to look decent in the
decently
preseason
better.
again.
And like the Kyler Murray thing is interesting because it was one, he was a better baseball player. And I remember like looking at that draft class and I saw someone talk about like, yeah, like
Also, one, no, that
this is
wasn't the
like
one I was thinking.
4 days before the NFL draft. And they're like, yeah, I could either see Kyler Murray going at 1 or going to the Patriots at 19.
That's the Josh Jacobs draft.
Yeah. And I was like, what do
Because
you mean?
I remember Josh Jacobs got robbed of offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah. And it was like one of those things where he had the variability of going either first overall or 25th overall. And you're sitting there going, why do you have this? And it was like, oh, because he's just small. It's like, well, it's other things. And yeah, Kyler Murray, I think, is a decent passer. What I think was also his downfall is one, he couldn't ever play a full season. He got hurt. And two, he spent his,
Call of Duty.
and quite literally you could see it. His
Call of Duty.
stats went down on double XP weekends. He played his worst games when
Call of
Call of Duty
Duty.
released double XP. But I agree with you. I think the Vikings are going to start him, and nine's going to end up taking over. And I think JJ McCarthy is going to look much better.
I think he'll
Um,
not. I think he'll have like a 20-10
yeah,
season if he starts by like week 7. If
yeah,
not, that's probably gonna be like an 18-9 season, which looks better than his 13 pick
mhm.
season and 8 touchdowns.
But
So if you
hey,
bring those up, the touchdowns in your picks like go like this basically.
yeah.
You had a better season. Good job. I think he'll look a little better next season, but
Uh,
the
anyway,
draft is
we're gonna
tomorrow.
we're gonna shift, yeah, to the draft. That is the big pressing thing tomorrow. I'm gonna give you three. You're gonna give me three predictions. I'm gonna give you three predictions about what's gonna happen for day one. Um, and kind of talk it out a little bit. It's gonna be
Uh,
short, sweet. But he's got to think. So I'll start with my first one. Um, my first one is the Kansas City Chiefs trade into the top five of the draft. That's my bold. That's one of my bold
who are they
predictions.
getting rid of?
They're not getting rid of anyone. They're trading 9 and 29 to either Arizona or I would say Tennessee. Arizona more likely because I think Arizona looks at it and goes Arizona.
Arizona would take that more than Tennessee. I don't think
Yeah,
Tennessee's
but
budging.
Arizona definitely looks at it and goes, well, we want an offensive lineman. That's probably our target. We're gonna move down because I do not believe the smoke that everyone keeps putting out that says they're gonna take Jeremiah Love after still having, yes, he's not great, but James Conner, and then they paid Tyler Algier. You're gonna platoon your running back.
You think
You're gonna platoon
who
Jeremiah
has
Love.
Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals?
Everybody's like, oh, Jeremiah Love's going to go 3. The Cardinals really love Jeremiah Love. I'm sitting there going, they're doing that to try and get a team to move up who wants Jeremiah Love.
If the
I
Chiefs go draft Jeremiah Love, they just absolutely fucked
I
Kenneth
don't think the
Walker, and
Chiefs are going. He's
he's
not
gonna
going. I don't
wanna.
think they're drafting Jeremiah Love. I think the Chiefs are going to trade up for whoever the Jets don't select. Which I think the Jets. I don't believe the rumors that they're taking David Bailey. I think they're taking Arvell Reese. I think the Chiefs are going to give up 9 and 29 to Arizona for David Bailey. They're going up for a pass rusher. That's it. And then the Cardinals can move back, and instead of having to give up draft capital, trade back into the round at 29, they can select Ty Simpson. That's my first bold prediction of the draft. You got one, or do you want me to go for number two? Do you want me to just
I
write? I'll
got
just.
one. I
Okay,
got
what's
one. I
yours?
got one. Because there's Rumorville, right?
Mm, mm.
And you don't really like it here, right? I think the Browns might trade Myles Garrett, get a fucking haul for him. Honestly, I think they're gonna get a first round pick. I don't know if it's gonna
Ooh.
be. They're gonna get two first rounders and a player, right?
And the funny, I agree. If that happens, I don't think they get a first round pick this year. Can I add on to that?
They,
I think they're only going to
I
get
don't think, I don't
futures.
think, I
And if
think that,
I
yeah, I think they're gonna get futures, and
honestly, if I'm the Browns, I
I
would
think
rather have picks next year because the amount of quarterbacks that will be available versus this year, and you're like,
So
well,
here's what I
trade
think.
him to the Jets. Trade him to the Jets. They got three.
They
You can
will
get two first
probably
round picks.
trade him to the Chiefs.
Oh, ooh.
They're gonna trade
Because
him
they
to the Chiefs,
because they could get 9 and 29 this year, and then one next year, and then flip 9 and 29 for
and
futures
they're
next
going
year.
to get one of their receivers.
One of the Chiefs receivers,
Rasheed Rice.
honestly.
Miles Garrett's
Is it
is
weird
worth
that I would do that trade if it was Rasheed Rice, a
no
2027 first round pick, and then like a third this year for my
or like a second this year or
year
like even like
or
so
29?
listen
Like
this
hell,
listen
give
this
me
listen to
29.
this. Rasheed Rice, a second rounder next year, and then a first round or a second rounder this year, a first rounder next year, and a third rounder next year. If
Can
they
I?
do that trade, it will be fucking crazy. And I could honestly see it kind of happening because he wants to win. He wants to win. He
Mm,
literally called us a bunch of trash cans before he threw a fucking bag at him. And that's like the only team I could think of him going to right now.
mm-hmm.
It's the Chiefs.
Hold on,
Because
dude.
they get 3 to 4 more years out of his contract, right?
Yeah,
They can restructure it as much as they want because if he goes there, he'll probably be fucking pissing rainbows because he's so fucking happy. Like, oh, I'll do 69 million a year or whatever the fuck. And the Browns are going to be literally going like this the whole time, like a bunch of greedy fucking saucer wearers, right?
yeah.
Because they just got the bag for Myles Garrett,
So
and I
here's the trade I think I would do. I don't think I want. So here's what I would have them do if I'm giving up Miles Garrett. Ready? Miles Garrett straight up for Rasheed Rice, the 29th overall pick, the 2027 first round pick, and a third round pick this year. So you're getting
I'll
two
take it.
picks this year plus Rasheed Rice. You're getting essentially a wide
I'll take it.
receiver two,
I'll take
one,
it.
yeah,
Dude, that
and
if
you're
they
getting
do
a
this
first
fucking
next year.
trade, they fucking do this trade, dude. I'm gonna be so fucking mad. I'm gonna be shooting fucking strings all over my fucking TV because we'll have 3 fucking first rounders this year. And
If they make this trade,
Andrew Berry is the fucking goat at drafting. Do you understand? If we get fucking
oh
this
yeah,
many draft picks in the first fucking round, dude, we could for starters, we could just replace him this year.
because then
Offensive tackle, wide receiver
you can
still.
use 6 and 24 to move up too. Oh, I do like that. Okay, here's here
I like that.
here's my second bold prediction. Ty Simpson gets drafted by Pittsburgh at pick 21.
You know what? I can see it.
It is something I have never bet that has like the only thing I ever read or hear is
No, no,
and
no, no, no.
The Steelers are up on the
I've seen shit about people saying how if Ty Simpson gets drafted to the Steelers, it's like low key a steal for them.
I think it somewhat is now. I think he needs to sit. So I'm not factoring in Aaron Rodgers.
Sign Rodgers for a 1 year
Yeah, I would
contract.
rather
They can
still
sit
I
behind
like I'd still have him sign
one of the
Rodgers,
greatest talents at QB
but
in NFL history, and then
but
he'll learn from the best and become a decent QB. Yeah,
everything I
I can see
keep
that.
everything I keep hearing is oh the Steelers are on the clock at 21 and they're not taking Ty Simpson. They're going to take this, and I'm sitting here going, why not? Right now, their starting quarterback
Fucking hate Warren Beatty.
is right now their starting quarterback is Will Howard. And you did all this work in the offseason. They have DK Metcalf and they got Michael Pittman. So they did all this kind of work to kind of rebuild the wide receiver core around if they're Will Howard, Aaron Rodgers, whoever. Why not still draft Ty Simpson? You know if Rodgers says, you know what, I don't want to come here, I'm done. I'm gonna go hang out in Mexico and smoke dope with Rodriguez. I'm gonna
There's
like
ashwagandha, bro.
ashwagandha, whatever.
He doesn't.
Go sit in a dark cave. Go sit in a dark cave and meditate on the foundations of life while he's huffing smoke.
Bro's getting in touch with the native gods.
Yeah, like Mother Aya. Um, And it's you draft him, and then if Aaron Rodgers goes, I want to play for you, you sit Ty Simpson for a half a season to a whole season, because who knows if Rodgers is going to hold up for a whole season, right? Who knows? He could crumble after half, or just look bad, and you go, let's start Ty Simpson, or the Steelers just tank this year, and then like we'll see what
I
Ty
can't
Simpson
get the
has.
fucking Myles Garrett trade out of
But
my head. It's like the only bold prediction I have
but yeah,
besides like something retarded, dude. Like this would be so retarded.
I mean,
I was just thinking like imagining like Bengals just go like Vikings go, yo, here's nine, Kyler Murray, two first for Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow, give me
I'm
Joey
like,
B.
no, that's such a Madden thing. Um,
Honestly, you think it's crazy. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Joe Burrow wants out in the next year and a half, and that it's Minnesota calling.
but dude, like I could see it. I could see it in his
I
like
could see like
his press conference, his demeanor, the way he talks about the fucking team.
like
Like,
I, I genuinely
here's
think
why. Here's why. If I'm a Bengals fan, I don't like the Dexter Lawrence trade. I already said it. My quarterback has been getting ass fucked in the pocket his
yeah,
entire career. His legs are falling apart. They're like tender. It's like tenderism on my
bro,
fucking For You
bro's
page.
a bro's a sub to Mother
Meat
Aya.
falling off, dude. Literally.
He's getting
So
pegged.
literally. So here you go, Joey. Here's a
Hey
best
Joe,
defensive tackle in the league,
hey
but
Joe, we got you a
you
fat
know,
guy.
our your offensive line still.
Hey Joe, we
So
got
here's
you.
where I'm gonna go.
A,
Here's where I'm gonna go for my second bold prediction here. I think
gotta think. You can see the
the New
hamster
York
turning.
Giants, the New York Giants, Jeremiah Love falls to New York Giants, and New York Giants draft him.
Ooh,
I don't think the Cardinals go for Jeremiah Love.
I
I don't think the
I
Titans
agree.
go for Jeremiah Love.
I think the Titans, if anything, the Titans will take whatever defenders left, maybe even Sonny Styles from Ohio State.
That'd be
Um,
crazy for
I
them.
don't think
That'd
that's
be
that like wild because you can make a case for it happening. Like you could be like, well, so Mendoza goes one, Reese goes two, the Cardinals or Bailey goes two, so Cardinals take Reese at three, right? The Cardinals don't trade out, so they're going to take the probably the best defender in this draft. And then the Titans look at it and going, is our offensive line ready to support Jeremiah Love? Probably not. Plus, we got Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. Yeah, they're not Jeremiah Love, but they're cheaper. We'll go and get Carnell Tate. We need our guy needs and then Jeremiah Love's sitting there at five. And if I'm the Giants, why not? You got Tyron Tracy and Scatabo, but you could go Jeremiah Love's one.
fuck
Cam's
Tyrone Tracy. Get that bum out of here.
but
You just got an upgrade, motherfucker. You
yeah,
don't even
well,
need
Jeremiah
Scatterboo.
Love becomes your every down back. Then you have Scat comes in when you need a guy just to run, get you 2 yards, like the Chiefs
End
use Kareem
zone.
Hunt. We need 2 yards
He's
or
like
like
Jerome
on the end line.
Bettis. Nah,
Yeah,
fuck that. He's like Jerome Bettis. He's the fridge.
just run through the line, get the touchdown, and then if you want to still have Tyron Tracy, he's your receiving back. Like he's the guy
Fuck
you
him.
send up, but like I could
Dude,
see
fuck him. If I'm John Harbaugh and I get Jeremiah Love and Scat Pack in my backfield, I'm saying fuck to old ass Tyrone Tracy. Go have
Trey's
fun pounding
ass.
sand in on the Saints or the fucking Dolphins, dude.
Go
Bye.
bye. Get out of here. Okay. Yeah, it's weird that like that's what I think makes this draft really interesting is like
Or you want something
because
crazy? I'll keep it Browns related. Jeremiah Love falls to the Cleveland Browns and they draft him.
that's a crazy backfield. Him, Quidshot Judkins, and you have Dylan Sampson
Sean broke his fucking ankle last year.
when one of those gets hurt.
We're not seeing him until next season.
Him and Dylan
I
Sampson.
mean, next
That's actually
season,
not
I don't
crazy.
mean 2026. I mean 2027.
27. We ain't seeing him
I
ever.
hope not.
Um,
Don't, because Jeremiah
okay.
Woods-Cormo is officially
He's retired. Yeah.
retired from football, and he was the fucking dude, Carson Schweitzer and
If
JOK,
if
dude.
he didn't
Oh
get
my
hurt, you'd have
God.
JOK and Schlesinger, and that might be the best linebacker
The
duo
two
in
biggest
the league.
steals of the drafts, by the way,
Yeah, I don't know
respectfully.
how JOK fell to the second round either, because I was like, oh, he's going like 12. He's a stellar linebacker. Anyway, okay,
He
my
fucking
last,
Ryan Shaziered himself off the king of running backs.
my so my final prediction is I think there's going to be 10 offensive linemen taken in the first round.
I feel like that's going to be pretty valid.
Right? You'll have because you have the guy from Miami. I think you'll have the two Utah offensive tackles go. So that's three right there. You'll have Proctor go because apparently the Lions love Proctor. You'll have the kid from
Oh,
Georgia go.
please,
That's five.
please, please,
The kid,
please don't take
the
him,
guy from
Cleveland,
Clemson's gonna
please.
go. So that's six right there. Those are tackles, and then you'll get the guard from Oregon will go. The guard from Penn State will go. That puts you at eight. I think you could see the kid from Arizona State go at the back half of the draft. That puts you at nine, right? And then I would not be shocked if there's a Texas A&M guard that everyone loves if he finds his way into the first round because teams just who want offensive line, like all the premium stellar positions aren't great early and are better to draft later. So they can be like, well, just take the offensive line. It's the best pick. Plus the all the offensive line needy teams, right? The Browns need offensive linemen. You could see the Rams take an offensive lineman. Chiefs could take an offensive lineman. Cardinals can take an offensive lineman. That's just in the front half of the draft. And then you have the Ravens who could take one. You could see the Lions could take one. The Panthers could take one. Bears could take one. Chargers, Texans. Like there's maybe 12 teams, 13 teams that you can go, yeah, they could take an offensive lineman. And I don't think fans would be upset. Yes, fans would be like, oh, you didn't take this guy and he was sitting right here. You took, a guard. It's like, yeah, you took a guard, but that guard's going to play for you for 13 years and be an all pro 8 times and be a Hall of Famer. And you're going to sit there going, oh, I knew that kid was great when they drafted him back in so and so. Right. So that's like that's my last bold prediction is that you're going to see double digit offensive linemen go in the first round. He's thinking. He's thinking. It's working. It hasn't worked in a while, but you can see the cobwebs coming off.
So alongside with that being said about offensive linemen being taken, I also feel like there are going to be 12 defensive players taking.
22. Wow. Actually, that's not crazy. Because let's see, like
Think about it.
your second pick will be
You
an off.
have 10 picks, right?
Mm,
After that,
yeah. Like, I mean,
Jeremiah Love, Mendoza, Caleb Downs,
you said defensive, and you just named a
right?
running
My
back and a
bad.
quarterback.
Parnell Tate, wrong guy, wrong guy. Parnell Tate.
Like, yeah,
Like how many other skill guys are we going? Like
but
Ty Simpson, whatever his
mm,
name is.
mm,
Tyson, whatever, Arizona kid,
mm,
whatever,
mm,
USC kid.
yeah.
Uh, what is that? We're at six.
Well, you're naming offensive players, you're not naming defensive players, my guy.
I know, but I'm going off like the 10 remaining, like just naming off the like offensive skill players, like who would go? Because you said
Mm,
10 offensive linemen.
Makai Lemon, the kid from USC. You'll probably get a tight end. So like I think that's the and then
That's eight.
Indiana receiver Cooper Jr. You'll probably get the Texas A&M receiver and Concepcion, and then maybe Boston. So you have
So
about
that's like a
10 or
10 to
11
11.
off.
So
But
I'm
also
going
like
12 defensive
but
players.
like yeah, I mean that's not crazy because like number two is going to
And
be a defensive
five of those
player.
players are Ohio State.
Exactly. Ohio State's gonna have a ton
And
of people drafted
eight of
early
those
on.
players are Big Ten.
Oh, it just means more. It just means more. But
It means more because we fucking own the SEC and the ACC because they're little bitch boys from the South because the South is made of pussies and the fucking Union always fucking won.
so
In every way. Sorry,
um
I wasn't showing my balls. Don't worry.
that's for a different show. Anyway, so pivoting off, kind of leaving the NFL talk there.
Mike Vrabel's
Um,
cheated on his wife.
yeah, and Diane. Oh, okay. Sorry, we got. Let's get into some gossip talk here. So the report is that the reason those photos were
I can't believe this shit.
the reason those photos were taken is because Diana Rossini's husband suggested that she was cheating on him and hired a private investigator to
I'm
go figure out who the
dead.
fuck she was cheating on.
I'm
And
dead.
the funny thing is, like, that's like the rumor out there. And then Rabel held a press conference later and basically just went like his first initial thing was, "Oh, I don't know about these photos. These photos are just bullshit lies. There, nothing happened." And then he came out yesterday press conference and went, "Yeah, I made some bad decisions, had some tough conversations with friends and families, and as a team, we want to make good decisions. That starts with me," and just left it at that. And and the entire press conference just made Diana Rossini's life so much harder because it was she's being like, "Oh
I
no, this is
have the
blah, blah,
quote
blah."
pulled up in front of me, by the way, by
Like
Mike
it's
Vrabel. I had some difficult conversations with people I care about, my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive. We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes me. That starts with me.
Mhm. He basically took full
Brother,
accountability and said, "Yeah, I screwed up," but like,
what did she do? Not take
uh,
accountability?
hold on. Diana Rossini. What's her
Dude, if the Cardinals take Jeremiah Love, I'm actually killing myself. They're just wasting another fucking kid's career there. At least the Browns have fucking talent, dude. The Cardinals just fucking put a bunch of people together and be like,
Yeah, let's
here,
see.
figure it out, and then their fucking careers get wasted.
Did
Like, look at
she
Isaiah
did she
Simmons,
okay.
look at Kyler Murray,
She did post her
look at Chris David or David Johnson. My bad.
she did post so this is Diana Rossini's um resignation letter. Please
She
accept this letter of
resigned.
my Dear Stephen, please accept this letter of my resignation from the Athletic effective immediately. I have come to this decision with deep sadness, but with clarity about what is right for me, my family, and the work I've spent my career building. You and I have already publicly addressed the recent attacks against me, and I have nothing to add publicly to what we have said. I have covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication through my career, and I stand behind every story I ever published. When the page six item first appeared, the Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work and my pride in journalism. For that, I'm grateful. In the days that followed, unfortunately, commentators and various medias have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored, but from facts. Moreover, the media frenzy is hurtling forward without regard for review
Jesus fucking
process.
yap.
Well, it's a resignation letter. So his statement was, "Yeah, I screwed up. Make it better." Her statement was, "I screwed up. I'm resigning for better my
I'm
family."
getting the
But
fuck
like
out of
the
here.
but like the reason I'm resigning is not because the photos were taken. The reason I'm resigning is everyone's basically calling into question of who I am, and the
A
media is
whore,
just
a cheating whore, the cheating slut.
I'm not going to go that far.
I'm looking at this mock draft by
But
Adam Schefter here,
yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
Ken Kenyon Sadiq at 19, Panthers.
I don't hate like I'll talk a little Panthers here. Um, I don't
Denzel
hate.
Boston for Cleveland? Yeah, dude, just where's my shotgun?
Where's my shotgun?
Uh,
I don't hate
uh,
anything the Panthers do in this draft. I'm gonna put it that way. If they take an offensive tackle, I
that's good.
can convince my I can convince myself that they should take the offensive
That was
tackle.
good. That was good, guys. That was good. I tell you.
Yeah. If they take a safety, I'm fine with the safety. They need safety help. Like they're weirdly a team that I go, whatever you take, fine. If it's offensive tackle, if you come out and be like, yeah, we took an offensive tackle, he's not going to play first game.
Via
That's a little
projected trade with Houston,
me.
the Arizona Cardinals at
Oh,
28.
well,
Select Ty
I think
Simpson.
that's where they'll move in for Ty
No,
Simpson.
this is the draft, the projected draft, the last one by
Mm-hmm.
Adam Schefter. I'm looking at it. 28 Arizona Cardinals via projected trade with Houston. Project Ty Simpson. That's fucking
I
awful.
it's insane, but like it's crazy. This is I was who was I listening to? I was listening
This
to the
got
Rich.
the Patriots going. Max Ironacre from Arizona State.
I I was who was I listening to? I was listening to Todd McShay on the Rich Eisen show, And
Yeah.
he sat there and made the best point that I think no one's ever going to say is everyone came out when, well, this draft is boring. There's no quarterbacks. This is a bad draft class. And he went
Oh my fucking
and then he
God.
immediately, like, his exact point was people who said this draft class is boring is stupid because starting at 2, you can make a case for every player going at any position in this draft, and that makes the draft more interesting than having a whole bunch of like I think people looked
Like
at it
five QBs in the top 10.
exactly, and I think people looked at it as well. There's no QBs in this draft class, so no one's going to want to trade, no one's going to move, and the reports are everyone
That's
wants
not
to move down or
true.
out of the first round.
Most
Like,
so
so
I
reports.
also want to establish that a lot of teams right now do have some form of QB.
Mhm. If they didn't, they'd be
Browns have
stupid.
the Browns have Shador
Shitter,
Sanders and Deshaun Watson.
Sean Weinstein.
You know what? The Jets might actually be fucked.
The Jets have
No, they
Geno
have Geno
Smith.
Smith. Geno Smith. My bad. Geno Smith,
They got
Hitler,
Geno
Saddam
Smith.
Hussein,
I mean,
whatever fuck you want to call
the
him.
team
The
that's more fucked.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, I believe, the one team that no one's talking about, who is, and it's the team that always trades up for Ty Simpson, that is the most fucked out of anyone out of quarterback, is the Cardinals. The Cardinals' starting quarterback as of right now is Jacoby Brissett. The Cardinals' backup is Gardner Minshew.
I like Minshew.
But like, it's one of those things. If you sit there and you go, okay, they need a quarterback.
But you know what
Well,
I mean? They have some form,
yeah,
like they have someone who could actually
the
throw the
Raiders
ball
just
around.
signed Kirk Cousins, so they also have that. So if they don't, like, if Mendoza just looks a little shaky in camp or in
I
preseason, you can.
That's what happened after our last pod.
Mhm.
It was the Kirk Cousins signing. I forgot
Where
all
he where
about
with
that.
the man is an infinite
This man's fucking agent is God
godly
himself.
bro walked
Like,
into a, and not only is he not only is the Raiders paying him, I think it's like $20 million for a year, the Falcons are paying the rest of that contract. That's the one thing about it. The fact he got
and
the
Tua,
agent got the Falcons to
and
pay
they
the
have
rest of
Tua.
the 1 year deal, and the Raiders like, here's 20 mil.
But like I said, every QB, every team has some form of QB right
Mm.
now. So that's why what makes this draft class so exciting is the fact that, like you said, in your bold prediction is 10 offensive linemen and mine 12 defensive players.
Mm.
And 8 of those players being like Big Ten.
Yeah,
Like
just because this draft
it
class doesn't have.
it's not like you have like people just like to look at QB because QB, oh, they get to touch the ball more or
Well,
throw the ball. Oh, look at them. Bigger
it's the
name, you know what I
understanding
mean?
that, like, quarterback is the most important position, which I'm gonna hot take here. It's not. It's like
I
the
think if
third
your
or
quarterback cannot protect the ball when he cannot move the ball down
mm,
the field with his arm and protect the ball, he's terrible.
I don't. Just to kind of finish this off. I think quarterback is the third most important position in the NFL, and it's purely because the two most important positions in my mind is one, offensive line. If your quarterback cannot
Offensive
stay
tackle,
upright, he cannot play. And
offensive
two, edge
tackle, and
rusher.
edge
If
rusher.
you can't force the other team's offense into pressure like situations and having to
If you
be
can't make their quarterback
unpredictable,
fuck up without covering his
yes.
wide receivers, there's no point.
And like the counter argument says, oh, you just mentioned quarterback twice, right? If the quarterback can't stay upright, he can't perform his job. And if the edge rusher can't screw up the other team's quarterback, then you're not going to win. And I sit there and I go, that's still the third most important position.
Position
Yes,
because my
because
quarterback
the
should be
offense,
good enough,
well,
should
the
also
offense
be good
relies
enough
on the
to
quarterback.
make exactly. So like, let's say my offensive line's like
But if your offensive
mid.
line is Swiss cheese, you turn into Joe Burrow.
Let's say my offensive line's like top 16, top 15, like just
Mm-hmm.
definition of mid. Like I expect my quarterback as a coach and GM that I made my team good enough around my quarterback that he has the ability to avoid a sack if someone misses any assignment or
It,
if they get overloaded with too many men
it's
by
not even that.
blitzes.
A mid-leveling quarterback behind a stellar offensive line
It's
looks
going to look
really
really
good
good.
because he has enough time to get through his reads.
Who's a
A
good example?
of a middling quarterback with a stellar offensive line. The best thing I can say is Jimmy Garoppolo when they lost the Chiefs the first time. When the 49ers lost the Chiefs the first time, he's a middling quarterback,
Mm.
and he had a really good
Kirk
offensive line.
Cousins, Kirk Cousins on the Vikings.
Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold on the Vikings. because Sam Darnold on the Vikings was a middling quarterback who went 12 and 14 and 2. And guess what? On the Seahawks, he was a middling quarterback who went 14 and 2. He's not he's not. I would not say Sam Darnold's a top 10 quarterback in this
Also,
league.
Jackson
He's
Smith-Njigba,
barely,
highest paid wide receiver of all
but
time. Good job,
Sam
man.
Darnold's barely a top 15 quarterback in this league. He's quite literally the middle quarterback, one of the two most middle quarterbacks in the league. He won a Super Bowl and looked awesome because he had a really good wide receiver and he had a great offensive line that gave him time to
And he had
look
a great
through his
running
reads.
back.
Plus, he had a really good running back. So, arguably, running back, I would argue, is more important than quarterback, but it's an iffy argument. And then a stellar defense that could
Listen,
get after the quarterback.
I'm gonna whoop back to that statement there. Let me just get this out here, right? This is on my chair all the time.
Mm.
Your statement's ass.
Running back is more important than quarterback.
No,
If I'm sorry, if you can't run,
if yes, but
if you can't run the ball, your quarterback does not have time to do anything.
You can get a good
But
running back
you can
in the
get a good
third
running back.
round,
Right.
second round, free agent, anywhere,
That's
basically.
why. That's why I
besides this
said.
last season,
That's why I said
what
you
the
could
fuck?
make the argument that a running back is more important than quarterback, but it's a very, very iffy argument that you can poke
If
holes
you're
in.
if you're if you're fucking if you're running back with the exception of Nick Chubb, prime Nick Chubb, King Henry, Jonathan
Hmm.
Taylor, CMC, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley. Am I missing anybody?
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan. With those exceptions, if your quarterback is worse than your running back, blow your team up.
Yeah. I mean the Cardinals, the Dolphins,
Retardinals, the Dolphins, Devin
the
Atchain.
Jets.
That's an exception. Devin Atchain is
Well,
one
he's
of
just
the best running
fast.
backs in the
He's
league.
just quick.
He's so good.
But anyway, do you want to do NHL NBA or do you want to leave our debate there?
We'll talk NHL a little bit
Okay.
here. We'll talk a little bit of hockey,
Stanley Cup
because
playoff full in view. What games are on today? Let's actually take a look at that. Why not?
it's all West teams.
I know it's all on the West Coast because they flip days. No,
Besides them.
the Flyers and Penguins are playing. It's
Oh my
currently
God. Oh my God. The series is over.
it's
Five to
5-2
two.
Philadelphia. Oof, that's rough. Dallas is beating Minnesota right now. Later on tonight is the Ducks. I'm going to say this. It sucks being a sports fan in the East Coast because you can't watch a ton of games because they're
Who's
all
playing
late
tonight?
at night. Edmonton, Anaheim at 10 p.m.
Oh, it's not even
Anaheim's
showing that
plus
game for me right now.
164 if you want to, put some money on it.
I'm
And
not putting
then
fucking money on Anaheim to win
and then
shit.
Thursday, April 23rd, Boston's going to be bumping. Bumping. Back in the series after I watched that game.
After an ass fucking. Yeah. We let you get your first. We let you get your first fucking playoff win in 16 fucking years. Fuck you.
Great. And we beat you down. The funny thing is the guy who introduced the game was Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen hit the drum and chugged a beer. And then a Boston team proceeded to just beat his ass. Buffalo then proceeded to do the most Josh Allen thing of all time. Look godly, and then meet up a team that went actually, and then just their goalie decided not to play goal.
Actually, so in that game, by the way. So while we're talking about it,
I actually want to see
Morgan
that.
Geeky is God.
Yeah, Morgan Geeky to have my kids.
The backup goalie for the Sabres was
Is
mouthing
better.
off to somebody who.
Well,
You want it? You want to go? You want to go?
the funny thing is the backup goalie to the
Dude,
Sabres, the guy who stopped the Bruins the first
you
time they
are
played the Panthers. That's the
you
funny thing.
are you are down 4-2 in this game, right? 5-2, something retarded.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking someone to fight. Dude, the only reason why you're in the game is because your fucking butt buddy sucked.
Yeah.
Then there's a reason why you're not in the game. It's because you suck
It's because
even
you
more than he
suck.
does. But dude, the Sabres trying to get their goaltender back in the game. Voo! Oh wow. Wow, dude. That sounds almost like Took, but whatever.
Hold
And
on. I'm trying to.
you can't give a fucking goaltender like that a nickname when he's mid, right?
What am I trying to find? Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
Also,
know.
like how many penalty minutes like oh
So the Bruins, that's what I'm trying to, that's what I've been spending the entire time to. Penalty is, I think PPTI is penalty time.
PIM.
PIM penalty minutes. I saw some crazy stat that there was like 94 penalty minutes between both teams. PMI, great. ESPN doesn't record penalty minutes. The fuck?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. No, that's purely just to Jeremy Swayman. Hold on.
Uh,
Okay. 16 penalty minutes for Nikita Zadorov, 12 for Andrew Peak, 4 for Charlie McAvoy. So the Bruins defense, top four defenders, I would argue, had a total of, I want to say 32 penalty minutes. Then you had 2 minutes for Pasternak, 2 minutes for Lindholm, 5 minutes for Kasternak, for Kastlik. So you're at 39 minutes. No, four, hold on. 16, 12, 30, 34, 36, 38, 43, 43, 45, 47, and then 49 total penalty minutes for the Bruins. The Sabres had 14, 16, 20,
dude, how fucking hard is it for
34,
Yahoo to just give me stats?
36,
Just give me the
37,
stats.
38, 40, 45, 47. So the Bruins had two more penalty minutes than the Sabres. It was 49 to 47, which I believe is 100 penalty minutes. My math is correct. 49 plus 47.
Yeah, so that Flyers game just ended. It's 5-2. Philly's up 3
96 penalty
nothing.
minutes in total from game two for the Bruins.
The Mammoth won their first playoff game.
I did see that.
Uh,
Oh, hockey in Seattle so fucked. That team sucks. And the
dude,
NBA
they could just
and the
the NBA
NBA is
should just
coming.
make the fucking Supersonics.
And the NBA is coming, so they're even more fucked. But
They should they should do the split stadium with the Supersonics
Supersonics,
and
yeah.
the
Anyway,
Kraken.
but
Both
yeah,
mid
so
fucking
so
organizations.
Philly leads 3-0.
Uh,
Um
The only other team that's leading their series right now is the Avs
yeah. So you have two, yeah, Avs probably, I think the Avs will probably sweep the
and
Kings.
Carolina, my bad.
I think the Avs will probably sweep the Kings. I think Carolina is going to drop at least one game.
I think everyone's gonna get a gentleman's sweep that's up and right
Mm-mm.
now.
I think the Avs, and I definitely think the Flyers might
The
actually.
Avs have to go into LA.
Yeah, but
I think LA gets game three,
mm.
and then they lose out.
I'm gonna make a quick. I think the Mammoth and the Canadians both win their series. I don't think the Lightning are that.
I think
I
the
don't like the Lightning.
Canadians win their series
The fact that both games have gone to overtime, like I think if the
in Tampa.
yeah,
It's the first time
um,
the Canadian. But did the Canadians make playoffs last year? No,
no, I think they
no.
missed it. It's the first time they're back since they went to the Cup
2020
and lost to
Tampa.
yeah, Tampa, because
Tampa
that was
and
the
the
COVID year.
COVID Cup, right? So
Mhm.
it's the first time they've had actual playoff hockey in God knows how long. So I could see them being a little bit rowdy. It's like, you know,
Because that's when they played in the. That's when.
walking into someone's
Yeah.
trap and forcing two overtimes and at least
Mm.
winning one of those is
Oh
big,
yeah, because that's when the Bruins got their handed to them by the Islanders.
right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so when you walk into someone's trap in playoff hockey and bring them to OT and at least
Mm.
walk out of that fucking place with a win, at least one win,
Yeah.
and you bring that series back home tied,
Mm.
your chances to fucking change the momentum of this entire game is huge riding on your game three.
Yeah.
So that's the Canadians. If the Canadians win game three, they will probably end up winning their series in six.
Mm,
With the
yeah,
Bruins,
I think the Bruins
the
when take one
Bruins
game in
right
Boston
now, their issue
is they can't hold
is
the lead.
is complacency
They get a
when
lead,
they
they
have a
try to go.
lead. This
Game one
has
they did it. Game two they almost did it. Like
this has been an issue since the 2023 season
mm,
when we had Patrice Bergeron and we blew that 3-1 lead against Carolina Panthers, against the Florida
Florida.
Panthers. Ever since that happened, blown lead, blown lead, blown lead. Not just in the regular season that's been pissing me off.
Mm.
When we've been in playoffs, besides last year, we've blown leads. We're getting outshot. Let me look.
Yeah, it's
We
they well
so I'm we outshot the Buffalo Sabres last night,
mm,
but the other night or the first game, we got outshot by like 14. It
it's
was double digits. So their whole thing is when they take their foot off the gas. And I think this is a leadership thing. I
well
think
they don't
I
have a
think David
captain.
Pastrnak
The Bruins don't
exactly.
have a captain.
Exactly. So I think David Pastrnak and
He
Charlie
needs to shoot the
McAvoy
fucking puck. I'm sorry.
are not fit to be captains.
I have a bone to pick with Pasternak, and it's purely
See,
because
you have a bone to pick with him. I have a
he
bone to pick
doesn't
with
shoot the
Chuck.
he doesn't shoot the fucking puck. If Pasternak's sole goal entirely in the playoffs should be just the minute the puck touches your stick, put it on fucking net.
He does have infinitely more assists than he does goals this year.
But he is one of the best goal scorers in the league because he's just got a really quick he's got a quick shot.
So
Put the puck on.
I gotta say. Here's what I gotta say about my little pet peeves here with this
Mm,
team. Pastrnak is not a leader.
no, and I don't think
He
you ever
is
expect him to be.
he. I've never seen him as a leader. Chuck is a
I don't
fraud
I don't think
of a
Charlie
leader.
McAvoy's there yet. Like
He,
I think he's not.
here's what I'm gonna bring up now. If you say he's not here yet, he's never gonna be there because
No.
he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
If he played half as hard as he did in those fucking Olympic games and these fucking playoff series, it'd be 2-0 right now.
Mm.
I love that hit. I fucking love that fucking hip check he had on that fucking dude against the boards. I had that fucking
Yeah, where he
scrum
flipped the
happen.
guy in his head.
Yeah,
And
that
they
was like, oh,
called
that
him
was a
for tripping and roughing. Soft.
At least I didn't call for a slew foot because I was like, that's not a slew foot. Everyone's gonna get mad as fuck about it. Ooh, Marsh. I was like, that's such a marshy hit. But
He did go a
your
little low,
your
but like
fucking defense right now, besides Nikita Zadorov
mm,
and very fortunately Chuck and Mason Lohrei, are all separated on different lines, I believe. Hampus Lindholm is a pylon.
mm,
Andrew Peak is a pylon, and whoever the fuck the other guy is isn't that great. But your third line is on fire. Your second line is on fire. Your first
mm,
line's warm. And as long as Sean Corrali exists on that fourth line as a Boston Bruin, your entire fourth line will, be what the fourth line's supposed to be. Get after the puck,
mm,
cause some mayhem, be a fucking little stingy little bastard, be a little fucking prick in the side of their hip.
mm.
So that's the Bruins here.
It's I
Also, everyone calling out Jeremy Swayman. I refuse to have
he's
another
been the
Tuukka
best. I
Rask.
would argue he's been the best
I
player by the
refuse
Bruins.
to have another Tuukka Rask incident where we're blaming the goalie for playoff losses. All right,
The
when your
first game I don't
team,
think was
you
his
can
fault. I think it's
him
genuinely
going like this after they scored that second goal was the. You should make fucking Jeremy Swayman your fucking captain.
Oh, I was gonna say that on the captain lines. I think either it's gonna be Jeremy Swayman or I don't know what his contract looks like, and I know he wasn't drafted by the Bruins, but it gives me very much like somewhat Chara vibes. I would hand the C at least next year to Zadorov because I think he's the perfect Bruins captain. He's not. I don't think he's a verbal leader in the locker room, but he's one of those guys who I think on the ice, if like he represents the don't poke the bear, you're gonna get your shit kicked in. Because he who did he tie up with? It was Benson. Benson like stuck his stick in Swayman after he froze the
Put
puck,
him down,
and
right?
Zadorov just put him on the ground, and Zadorov looks at the ref going, "What the fuck you want me to do?" He touched my keeper. Like he just
So
dropped the guy, and I was like, "Hold
I
on."
I think I know a lot of people didn't like him last year
Mm.
after that
I
signing for
I don't think
Zadorov.
he
They were
I
like
did
he's
think he took a
overpaid.
year to get up to it, but his main
That
goal is just to
this
hit people.
this year, he's definitely one of our better defenders.
Well, they got him for the playoffs too. Like they signed him because his job is just to hit people and put and be more physical, and that's a guy you sign for the playoffs. And they didn't make the playoffs last year. So like during
And
the regular season, he's kind of meh because his
no, he did
job is
great
to hit
this year.
people.
He was one of our
But
best
like,
defenders all season. So
yeah, but that's not a high bar.
with that captainship, you got to give it to Jeremy Swayman. He's the best
Mm,
player in the fucking team. It's not even close. I don't give a
I would.
fuck. Fuck
Yeah,
David Pastrnak. Fuck Morgan Geeky. Fuck Chuck. Fuck Elias Lindholm.
Geeky's
Fuck the
god.
Lindholms. Yeah, I know, but Jeremy
I don't know how
Swayman,
you let
dude.
a goal in from from center ice. That is literally him just
Because you're
like dumping.
fucking ass. Because you're terrible.
It's
That's the only reason.
it
Because
was
you're a
literally
fucking
him.
terrible goalie.
It was literally him just I watched the video. It was literally him just like, oh, I'm gonna dump it to the corner and then go off and change. And the goalie, the like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen did not need to come out of his crease. He could have just let that shit come to him. He came out of his crease and went down to save it. And the funny thing is the puck hit and it just like slid under his pad. And he like stared there like, I don't know what just happened. I was like, I know what happened. The guy shot and you angled your body to kind of knock it to the corner instead of just letting it trickle to you and hitting it with your stick because it wasn't a hard thing.
I got something really hot here. So we just talked about the Bruins. So let's move on to the other team that won yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
the Mammoth.
Yeah,
They get to bring the series back home first against a team
the mighty
who in their
Mormons.
first year went to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Mm-hmm. As the
If
Mammoth.
you can kind of replicate a run half as good as that,
Mm-hmm.
you infinitely pulling a lot of viewers into a place that, doesn't really have a lot of people to begin with in Utah. And them even being here, I like it because I'm like, this is really good. So, like, with the Kraken, their first year, I wanted them to make playoffs. They missed it. They made it the next year and they sucked. They got blown
Well,
out in like five or
it,
something against
it,
the
it
Avs.
it's
So,
that.
when you could get new teams like that, like the Mammoth, the
Mm-hmm.
Golden Knights, and I'll even throw the Kraken in because they've made playoffs at least once. When you could get expansion teams like that thrown into your conference and they mesh in well enough,
Mm-hmm.
even though it might take them like a year. Like right now, it's only taking one team more than
Mm-hmm.
1 year to get into the
Well, it's
playoffs. And the Golden Knights are a consistent visitor of the playoffs.
uh,
So when you're the Utah Mammoth, you have a bunch of fucking put together teams. You're in the playoffs, and you go against a well-renowned team already.
mm.
You're
it,
it.
it it's
You as 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 marketing,
mm,
you want to push this team a little bit more. The
exactly.
Mammoth.
And I mean, I do think the Golden Knights did screw with a lot of the future NHL expansion teams because they made the playoffs in their first year.
They
So
also keep going
they
through fucking coaches like it's
they
nothing.
are
They just
they
won
are
the
the
Stanley
bench
Cup
like
like 3 years
yeah,
ago.
but like the Golden Knights are the benchmark, right? Because it's like if you don't make the playoffs first year, you're not a good expansion team. And I think Seattle's running to that a little
Or
bit
if you're
worse.
even
But
not even
Seattle, but I
in
like
like
I don't
conversation for
think
playoffs,
Seattle's that
honestly.
good of a hockey team, which is what their issue is. And on top of that, they're in a city that is a basketball city. Um, so that
Baseball,
doesn't help
football, and
them.
basketball,
But
that's like
like,
their fourth best sport.
yeah. But like, if the Mammoth, I don't even think the Mammoth need to make the cup. If the Mammoth make a decent run, like get to the
Like
second
like I
round,
said, half
and
as good as a
or
run, like
like a
even
game, or
second.
like
When
get to the second
so
round in a game and a half out of the Western Conference Finals, and you're like, oh, you know that
so
overtime loss they had to X team in the second round. If they had won that
by
game,
the
I
way, the
could see
Stars just
them.
went up 2-0 in the first,
Yeah, like it's.
and that Ducks game just started.
Mhm. But
And so back to what I was saying, like if you beat the Golden Knights, dude, you're and you make it second round, your run's already half
mm,
as good as their run.
yeah, and
So
you know, but
I
um
got I think so my predictions right now for the last three games, like
mhm,
for those series, Canadians win in six, Bruins win in six, Mammoth
mhm.
win in seven. So
Mm.
now we get to
Um,
these
I'm
little
going
runaways here.
from those three games. I'm going Bruins in six, Canadians in five. and then Mammoth in seven. I agree with you. The Mammoth will go seven. And yeah, and the games, the Stars
I
split.
got I'm looking at the Avs, right? The Avs and Kings series because I want to
Yeah.
get away to these Runaways series because 2-0
Mhm.
and 3-0 is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I got the Kings gentlemen sweeping the Avs gentlemen sweeping the Kings
Mm.
here.
Yeah.
So I'll go to
I I have
five.
I have Avalanche going in five. I think the Hurricanes win in four, and I think the Flyers win in four.
I
I think
think
you get
I
two sweeps.
so okay. So yeah, here's where I want to get into the hockey talk a little bit with the Flyers. So if the Flyers sweep the Penguins here, probably honestly scarier than the Avs.
Because they're a
And
young team.
The Avs, and yes, and they're boil like scorching hot right now. So if like 5-2 win,
Mm.
first home game
Those are
in
young
playoffs right
because
now.
they have Trevor Zegras, right, right. Because that's the guy they traded to Anaheim. They traded Cutter Gauthier to Anaheim for Trevor Zegras
That I think that's a great move. So I got that series
because
getting
Gauthier did
swept.
not want to play for
And
the.
then this Stars and Wild series could go either way, but I think the Stars have way more
Mhm.
playoff experience and Ottinger's a way better goalie. So I think they get that in six,
Mhm.
honestly. Then we get the Ducks and Oilers. This one's a little interesting because I didn't think the Ducks were going to be that good this year.
Yeah,
I got it. Oilers in six. And honestly, a lot of these series are going to go into six because a lot of these teams are new into playoffs. I'll go off teams that haven't been in playoffs for a while here. So we have the
Mhm.
Sabres, the Mammoth haven't freshly new, the Flyers, the Wild, and the Senators, and the Ducks.
Mhm.
These teams will probably all lose their series only based on experience. I think the Wild made it last year. I didn't really pay attention to hockey
I think
last
they
year.
went on a deep run too, and I think they lost to I want to say Oilers. Because I think was it the
Probably,
Panthers who won last year? I think the Panthers won
yeah.
last year.
So with that being said,
Mhm.
I'll just go off new teams this year that I can at least remember: Senators, Flyers, Sabres, and
Yeah.
Sens and Canadians.
Mhm.
I can see these teams losing their series based off experience, but the teams that I can see have the best odds of winning their series are the Canadians, the Mammoth, and the Sabres. I could see the Sabres beating the Bruins. Like I said, solely based on the fact that the Bruins get too complacent with the lead in their hands, no matter how big it is. Like when it was 4-2, or when it became 4-2, and Jeremy Swayman called that timeout. I thought that
Mhm.
was the perfect move because they were fucking swarming. We were tired, and we honestly looked like we were about to just blow like they were just about to fucking blow the roof off that place.
Yeah,
So that was a really good move by him.
but
So if you could keep like if you don't let the fucking Sabres, obviously they
control
should get too
momentum.
rowdy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
exactly. If you don't let them control momentum uh throughout the game, then obviously you have a good chance to win. And
Mm.
now that you bring it back home,
You now
fucking put
have
them
that.
out
You
here.
now have that crowd, which makes it harder
You
for the Sabres to get momentum.
put it 3-1.
Mm.
You win your both games at home. You go into Buffalo, the crowd's going to be juiced because they're like, oh, we need to get behind our team. They might win that game, which is
Mm.
okay because you bring it back home, and all the fans are like, we're not letting this shit happen again.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
they get even more rowdy.
uh,
So I want to go look at the bracket for the NHL so I can do a little prediction.
so here, I'll run through my predictions because I have it pulled up. So Bruins beat Buffalo. Canadians beat Tampa. Carolina beats Ottawa. Philadelphia beats Pittsburgh. In round two, I think Philadelphia beats Carolina. I think they're gonna get hot. They're gonna be the team.
If like I said, if Philly sweeps Pittsburgh,
Mm.
They're probably the scariest team in the playoffs
But
right now.
so in round two, I have them beating Carolina. I have the Bruins beating the Canadians. I think the Bruins are infinitely better than Canadians. The Canadians make third. So it's Eastern Conference, Philly versus Boston. I'm going to take the Bruins in there. I get Bruins. I get Philly scary, but I think the Bruins will have a little bit more experience. They're in the cup, and that yes, it's a little bit of a homer pick, but like, on the Western side, Colorado beats LA, Minnesota beats Dallas, Utah beats Vegas, Edmonton beats Anaheim. Edmonton beats Utah in the second round, and I think Colorado beats Minnesota in the second round, and then it's Edmonton versus Boston in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's my prediction. I'm not picking Stanley Cup winner because we're too far out.
Okay. So I got Bruins, Sabres. I got Bruins in that. I got Canadians in that
Mm,
series. And then I got Pitts. Yeah, I got Pitts. I got the Flyers in that series, and I got the Hurricane in that series. And then for
mm,
that, I gotta go. Like I said, like they could be really scary, but they're not battle tested. And
mm.
this is what I mean. Experience does matter in this kind of
In sports,
sport.
yeah.
So I gotta go Carolina here.
Mm,
Just because they're such a juggernaut. They pulled away from the crowd right at the end. They made sure no one was getting that first seed in the Metropolitan Division. So I got to
mm.
go with them there, winning in six. So, and then you go over to the Canadians and Bruins, and this is good. This is real good because
That's a good old
why?
classic hockey. Found the NHL. I
It's
want them to play each
rivalry.
other. Yeah.
You already see how chippy the Sabres game is. You see how chippy this fucking series is with the Habs and the Bolts.
Mm.
Bloodbath. Going to seven. Bruins winning seven. Let's go over and then get to Carolina versus Bruins. As much as I want them to win, I don't
You're gonna
think
go with the Hurricanes,
they
yeah.
they they've for some reason since that first time we fucking smoked them in that one playoff series where it was 5-1 or
Yeah.
in 5 games after they beat us in game 1, they've just owned us. So I got to go the Hurricane in seven. Also, fuck their fans for making fun of David
Mm.
Pasternak's dead baby before the playoffs. I remember that. I'll never forgive you guys. Fucking L fan base. You guys deserve nothing but torture and pain. I hope you guys make the. You guys are gonna make the Stanley Cup Finals, but let me get to that. The West: Avs over Kings,
Mm.
Oilers over the Ducks, Dallas over the
Ooh.
Wild,
Okay.
and then Utah over Vegas. I got Edmonton and 5 over Utah, and I got Avs in 7 over the Stars,
Mm.
and then I got Edmonton in 7 over the Avs, and then it's Carolina versus Edmonton in the finals, and I got Edmonton winning in 6.
So McDavid finally gets his ring.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we're gonna leave this episode there. Kind of covered everything, got through, did some predictions. Next time we'll hit the
If
NBA.
Miles Garrett gets traded, dude, I will be crying
Okay.
no matter what it's for, dude.
Yeah. But I
If
think
it's
it's
some bullshit fucking trade or some bullshit like Deshaun Weinstein, I'm
mm,
gonna fucking bomb Cleveland.
anyway.
I'm not joking.
So,
I can't do this,
but he's
bro. I
going.
can't fucking
He's
do
driving
this.
to Cleveland and he's burning the city.
I
I
am
think the city will burn.
flying a
I don't think you
cargo
need to.
plane from Israel full of white
Netanyahu,
phosphorus
strike down.
and a bunch of fucking bombs, and I'm
Mm,
flying it into Andrew Barry's front door at his house. And I'm
mm.
having another drone bomb his fucking
Mm.
goddamn office at the Cleveland Brown facility
Anyway,
because I deserve some peace and happiness and more than
that's if
six
they trade
wins.
Miles Garrett, that city. If they trade Miles Garrett, that city might burn. Just in general. Anyway,
If they trade him for like nothing, that's going to be a big
mm,
problem.
yeah. But we'll leave that there. Drafts tomorrow, so drafts this weekend. So we'll figure out what happens. But again, Mr. Foote, thank you again for hopping on here and talking some ball. And to the viewers out there, thank you guys for sitting down and
If you
watching.
guys don't watch playoff hockey and you
Watch it.
don't watch hockey at all, watching playoff hockey will get you hooked
Mm,
immediately. I've never played hockey in my whole life. And I preach people to watch it because it is so fucking amazing to watch
mm,
these grown men just want to kill each other for this fucking trophy that everyone else has gotten to hold besides your one
Except
team,
them.
except them.
Yeah.
And they get their names plastered on that trophy for eternity. It is beautiful. It's culturally rich like soccer. It should be way bigger than what it is.
Mm,
Please watch playoff hockey and go watch all the games because
go on.
it's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
It
And you'll
is
see the
amazing
difference between Eastern hockey and Western
for
hockey.
hockey.
Western hockey is a lot quicker, and then in the East, it's a lot more
Heavier
bruising.
handed. But again, thank you. Thanks to everyone watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.